Okay, welcome. This is another tutorial video on one of our bead removal models. In particular, this is the BR1-1. It removes the bead from sidewalls with a simple incision. We're going to go through a quick overview of the maintenance on this machine. We've got the top guard off right now, so we're looking at the motor drive pulley that's driving the first driven pulley that then goes through the chain to drive the final drive shaft for the drive wheel. This chain should be lubricated at least once a day. This goes through a lot of revolutions, so we want to make sure it is clean and lubricated well. The motor is on slots, so you can tension this belt over time by just simply loosening the 4 bolts and pushing the motor that direction along the frame to tension up this belt. The teeth on the drive wheel can be replaced. You can order them through us, and you're going to simply remove the bolts that hold this entire stack together, load on the new plates, and you've got a brand new drive wheel to use. Let's go ahead and focus on the blade real quick. If you can see, now we've got the blade positioned right here. The amount that you want to have sticking out from the blade holder is enough so that it goes beyond the circumference of the teeth on the drive wheel. So you want the tip of this blade to go in between and beyond the circumference of the tips of the drive wheels. Usually, it's at least 3/4 of an inch, maybe even closer to 1 inch from the tip to the base of the blade holder. Notice the shape of the blade. We have manually ground down the edge so that it is close to, as best we can get it, a razor sharp edge. And you want to make sure that the razor edge is all the way to the blade holder. As you can see right here, it's all the way along there. We also want a very nice point at the tip so that when it pierces, it makes a very smooth entry through all the nylon and rubber. Next item is this wheel. The top of this wheel should be at around the very last disc of teeth on this lower set of drive wheel. This wheel is on a slot. You can move this up and down to change the location of where the blade penetrates the sidewall. You may have to play with the setting of this wheel depending on your average size of sidewall. If you have a lot of LT sidewalls, you may have to sometimes pick an incision point that is advantageous to making sure that the blade stays sharp longer, and as well it doesn't break as often. Operating the bead remover is very simple. We have a main on-off switch here on the front. You're going to turn the machine on and leave it on for as long as you need to process a batch of sidewalls. When you've loaded a sidewall, you're going to first put it on top of the wheel, and with your left hand hold that while you press the number 1 button. You're going to press and hold. After these rollers move downward and hold the sidewall, you're then going to release your hand and press and hold button number 2. You're then going to hold both buttons for as long as the blade takes to go all the way around and complete the cut. You then reverse the operation. You release button 2, and right after release button 1, the blade arm will move away, these rollers will move up, and you can remove both pieces of the sidewall, the bead and the rubber sidewall. We do recommend plugging the machine into compressed air of around 120 psi because you have two air cylinders, one on the back here that actuates the blade arm, and then the smaller air cylinder that actuates these tension rollers. For any questions, please feel free to email us or call us, info@eaeco.com or 928-757-5061, or check us out on the web, eaeco.com. Thanks for watching.